What's up, everybody? Luther, back on the couch as usual. Today, my guest is my boy Josh Akognon,
Yes, sir. What's up, baby?
my man. Been knowing Josh now almost half a year.
Yep.
We met through a mutual friend named Chris. He's one of my close friends, and we met. We have a lot of similarities, and so background. Both have the same background as far as playing ball, college, abroad, and I didn't get this. I was the fortunate to be at the elite, which is the NBA. And first, I want to talk about. Thanks for coming on to the show,
Sure.
and appreciate you coming out, giving some of your time. And as far as basketball, like back when we played and stuff, overseas NBA, like I'd like you to kind of touch on because I got a lot of guys that come on here and ask, or I got people to be like, man, how hard is it to play overseas, or how hard is it to play in the NBA? Talk about like from my standpoint, all I did was overseas and D League. That's what it was back then.
Mhm.
So talk about the differences between NBA versus the D League versus overseas.
Okay. I would say a lot of the NBA is politics.
Mm.
Still a lot tougher to do a lot of things in the league, but for me, the opportunity in the NBA is really given to certain players.
Mm.
A lot of the time, hurts your confidence in the NBA, and it changes the way you play the game. Uh, the G League is kind of the different uh, side of the spectrum where you're trying to show what you can do, and sometimes you're over pushing it. So if you're a scorer, you're trying to score 40, and a lot of the time the league is not looking for that because you got a certain role that you got to play. And then overseas, kind of a mix of both, where it's still a lot tougher to play overseas because the court's smaller.
Mm-hmm.
They have more intense coaches. It's kind of like a college atmosphere, but just with professionals. So for me, scoring overseas was a lot tougher than it was scoring in the NBA. Because my first points, I came off of Vince Carter's screen. Dirk was on the block, and when I tell you that was the most open shot I ever took, I was like, so that right there showed
Because
me like
everybody has roles.
100%. And so in my NBA career, I went 2 for 4, and the 2 shots I missed in New Orleans, I felt like I could have made it. But it comes down to again opportunity. So if I could take 15 shots a game, I felt like a lot of things could change. But nowadays I hear all these people that are retired and they talk about all the stuff they could have done. So I try to be quiet about that. But
It's wild because I've heard guys say like, if your job, like somebody said about Peja Stojakovic,
yeah,
his job was sit up in the corner and shoot that 20-footer or that stretch four
yeah,
corner shot. That's all his job was.
yeah,
So if you took that from him, he's gonna let you know.
right,
Or if somebody is a rebounder, like I remember Reggie Williams, he was telling me that
yeah,
you take his rebound, he gonna come at you and talk to you. Hey man, that's me.
yeah,
So it's kind of like, hey, you got to kind of play the game. It's kind of like a script.
yeah,
Like whatever that guy's role is,
yeah.
they'll let you know about yourself.
That's a
Like,
fact. I had a workout in it was when I think it was like a hurricane, and so New Orleans had to leave, and so they came and I was working out with the Spurs, and so pretty much everybody in the Spurs was there except for I think Tony Parker, and then everybody from New Orleans came down. It was kind of like a mixed practice.
yeah.
So on my team it was Tim Duncan, Corey Joseph, a guy named Ryan Anderson, and so I remember coming down and I hit like 2 or 3 shots in a row,
Yeah.
and Corey Joseph looked at me and said, "That's not your role." He said, "Get the ball to Ryan Anderson."
Yeah.
You hit, and he was telling me his stats in the corner, and I'm looking like, man, please, man, like I'm 3 for 3. And he was kind of looking at me like, listen, man, like he was trying to give me game, and I was kind of looking like, man, whatever, I'm 3 for 3. But he was like, nah, like if you want to play here, you got to play the role. And I just kept shooting, kept shooting. Obviously, I was gone, and he's still there. So like,
Hey,
that's a big thing.
I remember two crazy stories. I had a buddy when I was in Finland, and he was a scoring point guard.
Uh huh.
They told me exactly what you just said. They said, "Hey man," he's like, "Man, I'm averaging 16 and 8." I said, "Hey man," they said they need you to be a passing point guard.
That's right.
16 and 8, you need to flip that 8 and 16.
That's right.
Hey, 2 weeks later,
It's gone.
that boy gone.
That's right. It's gone.
Because it literally is like that.
Yeah.
So I can when you say that, I'm like, it's like deja vu.
Yeah.
And then I remember playing with I was with the Legends like 2 games.
Okay.
And when they brought in Reese Gaines, Rashard McKins, all these guys, Moochie Norris, that's when Nancy was there.
Okay.
Nancy Lieberman.
Yeah.
She's awesome. I did like literally like I was there for 2 weeks, I was gone.
Wow.
They brought in all these NBA guys trying to get back in the NBA. And
Yeah.
so like
Yeah.
I can attest to what you just said. It's strictly like a business.
For
Like
sure.
if you don't adhere to that, or you out of there,
Yeah.
they don't care.
Yeah. So that's the difference for me
What
between the
give
two.
me a story, one of your favorite stories in Europe, in the D League, and with Dallas.
Ooh.
And and also like the most hardest person or competitive person you played against
Okay.
that you like a surreal moment or something
Okay. Off the court, on the court.
on the court.
On the court. Um, in Dallas, I would say just my first shot ever making it.
Okay,
Um,
that is dope as heck.
yeah, that
I'm trying
is
to keep the
like,
ball. If I was you,
yeah,
let me keep
yeah,
this game. Let me keep this ball.
yeah. So, so to shoot my first shot in the league and make it, that to me was one of the coolest moments. Uh, D League, D League. We played we played Erie, and don't quote me on the numbers, but we played Erie, man. I remember really going off in the second half, and I mean going off to the second half to where I thought I was getting called up. Like I was out of my mind that half, and I was like, wow, it felt like kind of like I was in China when I could just kind of shoot, do whatever I want.
Yeah,
Uh, that was probably one of the craziest times I had in the D League where I left and I really felt like a call up was happening the next day
you ready?
because I was
Killing.
cooking that game. Yeah, and then overseas, uh, it's really a mix, man, because in Serbia I play for Partizan, and the crowd there is crazy. Nothing like you've ever imagined or experienced, man. Like
Yeah.
you got fires going on in the crowd, people lighting pennies on fire, throwing it. So one of the coolest moments I had was I came out to warm ups and they erupted. I'm talking about 15, 20,000 people erupted. And so I'm looking around thinking like who they going off for. And I was the only one on the court from my side doing warm ups.
Yeah.
And every shot I made, they went off. You would think it was like a game winner. And my boy was with me. My best friend Shay was with me, and he was kind of rebounding for me as the other guy on the team was rebounding. And every shot, it was just like we look at each other like this is crazy. So overseas, like playing in Serbia, was like those fans made it crazy.
Man.
Yeah,
Everybody who's played overseas has a crazy story like
yeah.
that. I'm
Oh,
telling
and you asked me the hardest person I had to guard. Uh, I would say Derrick Rose, MVP year. He could have told you which way he
you.
was
Animal.
going, and you weren't gonna stop him. Yeah, and this was
Nothing you could do.
nothing you could do. And
D Rose is a monster, man.
it was a monster.
Play with passion.
Yeah,
I'm talking about banging that thing.
it,
Boom.
it's
Every
crazy,
time I'm looking, I'm like, man, this dude is a monster.
crazy,
That's dope, man.
crazy.
As you transition out of the pro level, like, we all had to figure out what we want to do next. That's always what the transitional phase is always tough.
Right.
For me, I knew like I didn't want a desk job. I was already training. One of my team went bankrupt in Helsinki, and my coach Mitch Iverson at the time was like, "Yo, what do you want to do?" And he was like, "Yo, can until you figure out where you're going, can you train these kids?" That's how I got started.
Huh.
Like I was already training my boy Mike Hutch and in his backyard and training like all these guys in the backyard.
Yeah.
We was all working out together, so I was already training, not knowing I was training.
Right.
So like my question to you is, how? I mean, when you got done, what was the transitional phase? Like, what was you like? What you want to do next? Like, like
Yeah. Well, when I was playing, I always knew that I didn't really want to work for anybody.
yeah,
And so, probably about 3 or 4 years before I retired, I kind of started to reverse engineer the process of like, what does that look like? And first thing was save money so that I don't have to go work for anybody. And then just kind of do what comes naturally to. And for me, I didn't have to think about basketball. Basketball is something I've done for 25 years, so I didn't have to think about it. So I always knew I had to do something in that space. It didn't have to do all. I didn't have to take all my time, but I wanted to always feel like basketball could pay me as long as I did it. And so I was training my kids all the time at Genesis Gym when we first moved here to Topeka or to Olathe. And people would always ask me like, "Do you train? Do you train?" And I'd be like, "No, I just train my kids." And then fast forward like a year, my mom was just kind of like, "You have a lot of ups and downs in your career, and why wouldn't you want to share that with the next generation? Because it could actually help somebody else with a problem you had, and it could actually change the trajectory of their career." So she was kind of like, "That's selfish to only be like it's only for my kids." So I finally was like, "All right, I'll start it." I started the training company, and then just from there, just I guess my attention to detail and things like that nature kind of just took off,
Mhm.
and I always had different stuff like that.
Yeah, it's wild too when you start training. You start noticing
Yeah.
even when you playing pickup,
Right.
when somebody do something wrong, they footwork ain't right.
Yeah.
They God hand there. Some you like,
Yep.
man, like that ain't right. That ain't right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's kind of
That's a fact.
funny. You know, it's wild because like you just said, like so you kind of fell into it as well, like how I did.
Yeah.
What would you say as far as like now? It's a lot of great trainers out here,
Mhm.
and so it's like one of those things where you like, man, like I just from my standpoint, I want to be a part of a kid's journey,
Right.
and so like I like, you know, like what do you think now? What how how training has changed
Yeah.
versus when we did it. When we did it, we didn't know what we was doing. We was just doing it because we had to do it.
Right.
Now, what would you say? You know, the pros and cons of training and how it's different now. And
Yeah. Oh man, like first I would have to look at myself personally. And for me personally, I am not driven to the money.
yeah,
So if a kid wants to go train with someone else, I encourage it.
mm-hmm.
Go get a different perspective on what's going on. And I have plenty of other different investments, and I don't want to be looked at as just a basketball player or just a trainer. So that really handles a lot of the
Mm-hmm.
way I'm perceived when I am training the
Right.
kids. You know, so for me, I see like a lot of the kids on social media,
Yeah,
they want the clout, they want to do
man.
all the dribble moves, they want to do, you know, and I get that because that's what they watch. They grew up in a social media era.
Mm-hmm.
So not trying to be an old dinosaur and try to,
Hey,
you know,
I'm the same. We're in the same,
yeah,
space. Like,
yeah,
I just have my kids. Whatever they tell me, I just do it.
right,
I'm my big ass TikToker.
yeah,
I can't dance that good, but I mean, I'm optimistic and I'm open minded.
right,
I see what these kids are doing, like you
smart,
said. Like
smart,
this is what it's about now.
that's
You know,
smart,
we're gonna have to
smart
get out
man,
here and do a TikTok, do a gritty or something. You know
that's
that
right, smart,
you never know what goes viral. Shit, we in there. You know
that's
what I mean?
smart,
Like, and I
smart,
mean, I was so against it, like you
yeah,
said.
yeah,
I was like, man, I'm
old school,
and yeah, you seen, I heard.
yeah,
You just, but now it's like if you don't do that, I mean, coaches now. I mean, I get D1 coaches like, what's their handle? I'll say their huddle on Twitter. No, what's their Instagram handle?
yeah,
You know, and now it's like Instagram is highlights,
right,
and then TikTok is their personality,
right,
and then Twitter is a mix of both.
right,
So it's like they need it. And I tell every kid, you promote yourself, which leads to NIL deals,
right,
which leads to, a coach can sit behind his desk and say, if he wants, oh, I want her, oh, I want him.
yeah,
They don't come out like they used to.
that's facts,
And so I mean, now I just, I get it. So now, I work with video people and
yeah,
it's the way the world is.
yeah,
And, if you don't do it, you just either you have to find another job, I
yeah,
guess,
that's right,
or,
you got that right,
that's what it is now.
yes, you got that right,
It really changed the game when it comes to training because for me it's tough because like I don't do anything flashy. I was a slasher. I wouldn't.
right,
So I'm gonna do everything fundamentals and basics and drill the fundamentals.
yeah,
One drill pull up, two drill pull up. Then you see guys out here training. You like, man, it's not gonna work in the game.
right,
You know what I'm saying?
right,
Like,
that's it,
or with defense on you.
yeah,
So it's
that's
like,
it.
where do you find the balance with that?
So like for me, I'm always attention to detail and
Yeah.
the energy and the effort.
Yep.
If you're going to do one dribble pull-ups, that's cool. But as a trainer, I want to be there. I want to be involved. I want to be energetic with the kids. So if you're going to do that one dribble pull-up, you're going to do it 50 times, or you're going to do it with energy,
Intense.
focus, effort, rather than you're just in the gym just doing stuff and you're
Yep.
just wasting your time.
Yep. Why do you think it's hard for in the training world, like other trainers? I know it's competitive, like anything
Right.
else, to collab. Like, cause you're the first person that we work with. I've asked lots of trainers, and locally, and usually it's always somebody who I don't know who wants to do something with me. Like I said, you got down in Florida named Marcus Hodges. He
Uh-huh.
played in the league too.
Yeah.
He's like, you want to come here and do something with me? So it's like people you don't know want to work with you, and then
Right.
the people that you,
Right.
it's always like a feud or like a beef. And I'm like, bro, we train athletes. Who gives a crap? You know what I mean? Like,
Right. Scarcity mindset, and they feel like there's not enough to go around. And when you see it, like I've seen it,
it's
I know
bad.
that there is. I know that there's a lot to go around.
Yeah.
But if you feel like it's not, then I get it. Like I could make this much for this session, but if I bring this guy in, that's half of that. I got this bills, I got this debt that could pay for this, so I'd rather just do it myself rather than show that we got unity or whatever the case may
Yeah.
be. So that's the biggest thing I feel like is just a scarcity mindset. They just feel like if my clients come to you and they like what you do over what I do, then they might go to you, and then it leaves me, you know, out to dry. So I just really feel like it's just a confidence thing, and they just got to understand. They got to have belief in what they do and what they teach, and if the kids like it, they like it. And if they don't, they don't.
Yeah, and like I said, I'm all about like collabing and trying to help to come together. Like you said, unity
Right.
and trying to help this person with the same goal but a different perspective.
Right.
And then that's gonna get that person better.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like if we all had that mindset and that approach, I just feel like things would be a whole lot different. And,
Right.
I feel like the way the world and society is, we come together as a whole, and we all win.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
As an ex-athlete, you figure out what ventures you do.
Yeah.
So mine, like you just said, we both got a training. My other company is a janitorial company. What are your other businesses? And talk a little bit about entrepreneurship, because that's tough for a lot of pro athletes, because the competitiveness, and then not knowing business. Like, I'll be honest, I ain't know shit, so I had to ask a lot of people help. To this day, I don't know shit. You know what I'm saying? I ask every day somebody to help me, or
that's right.
You know what I'm saying? So
right.
I'm not afraid or ashamed or prideful.
Yeah.
Talk about that phase, the entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
And how hard it is.
Well, I use my basketball career as a catapult into these business relationships, to the point where I never felt like I was egotistical.
Right.
So if I did come to these people later on, they wouldn't look at me like, I remember how you treated me type stuff. So for me, it was one of my college teammates, Marcus Crenshaw.
Okay.
I think it was 2-3 years ago. We were just talking on the phone, and he's telling me about his sports agency. And he was just like, man, it's really about to blow up. He's like, if it already hasn't blown up, he's like, women's sports is where it's going to be at. And just by me knowing him and always loving him as a brother, I was kind of just like joking with him, like, let me invest.
Yeah.
And he was just like, yeah, I don't need any investment. And I was just like, come on, man. I'm like messing with him, joking with him. He's like, all right, fine. We did a whole deal behind the scenes. And fast forward now to 3 years later, and probably the #1 sports agency in the world. Represent over 30-40% of the WNBA. 20-30 college coaches. He has baseball hub in the Dominican Republic. He just launched another brand of NIL deal, athletes, like 20-30 more climbing. The company is exploding. And that just happened with the organic relationship. And then my best friend, his cousin ran one of the best nightclubs in LA, called the Warwick. And so if you know in LA, you see Jamie Foxx there, you see a whole bunch of people there at this. And so I was getting ready to leave to go to the Olympics, and we were training in LA before we left to go to Rio. Yeah. And my best friend was just like, hey, my cousin wants to talk to you about investing in a restaurant. And I was just like, oh, I don't know about a restaurant. He's like, well, just come to the meeting and listen to it. Came to the meeting, listened to it. They was just kind of like, it's going to be on Rodeo Drive. Dope. It's going to be in Beverly Hills. It's going to be dope. It's going to be here. It's going to be that. And I don't know what came over me. I was just like, all right, just invested in it, And now 2-3 years, don't get me wrong, it's still a tough time to be in a restaurant business in LA. But we're holding strong. We're being able, and we think it's really going to turn the corner here soon for big profit. But a lot of people came. Tyreek Hill came out. And trained with us, and then he told me he was going to go to the restaurant. 3-4 hours later, he texted me. He was like, "Yeah, I'm here."
We here.
So
that's dope. We're gonna just pull up no matter what.
That's it.
I mean, pull up anywhere. Man.
Anywhere, I love it, man. And then we had I have 2 training companies. My own personal one that I do out of Johnson County, and then I have a gym in Topeka that me and my business partner Rich, we bought a 14,000 square foot church, and we turned the upstairs into a basketball gym, downstairs into a weight room. And Haskell University donated a whole bunch of equipment for us, to be able to help the kids in the community. And then what else? I invested in Wave Rideshare, which is pretty much a rival to Uber and Lyft. And official rideshare partner of the Hornets, the Panthers, Duke basketball in multiple airports. The people just called me a month ago and said that Allen Iverson is now an ambassador and an investor in it now. And so Allen Iverson is,
man, you big time now,
man. So when we heard that, we went to his IG page and we saw that he was pubbing Wave Rideshare, and I was just like,
crazy, right?
I'm not going to tell you the price I got in though, but
and all this is because of basketball.
All of it because of basketball.
You don't understand, basketball is a vehicle. Like, I met some of the most. I'm like you. I meet so many crazy, like the people I never thought I'd meet because of the game of basketball.
Thanks.
And I tell every kid I train, use your sport to create doorways
Right.
and create paths to
Right.
life after your
Right.
sport. You know what I'm saying?
And
So
don't act like you know everything.
please don't, cause I
Yeah.
ask questions every day.
Yes.
Hey bro, you know this? Hey bro, can you tell me this? Hey bro.
Yeah.
That's the best thing, cause you know none of us, we have to keep growing, evolving.
That's a fact.
I mean, like with business, you are as far as business goes.
Yeah.
You know, we all in business. What is you got the opportunity to play on one of the most prestigious owners, which is Mark Cuban.
Yeah.
You got a Mark Cuban story?
Oh yeah.
A good Mark Cuban story?
So I want to say it was like maybe 7, 8 months ago. A guy called me, and through my relationship with Prolific Prep,
Yeah.
because my high school coach and trainer for 20 years is the founder of Prolific Prep. So he had told me that a guy wanted a big restaurant in, LA, in Napa, where Prolific Prep was. He wanted Mark Cuban to come in as a partner. And he was just like, if you can get Mark Cuban as a partner, we had kind of some side deals going on.
Yeah.
He was like, he doesn't have to do anything. He don't have to put no money in. He just has to show up one time a year and talk and mingle or whatever. So I said, okay. Text Mark. And Mark was just kind of like, nah, I'm good. And I'm looking like, boss, like, you don't got to do nothing. Like, this place will give you this, it will give you that. And he was just kind of like, what is that going to do? What is this going to do?
Mark saying this?
Mark saying this. And I'm thinking to myself, like, man, like, it's just free money. And just the way he said, like, no, like, my time is more valuable than that, really opened up my eyes to, like, your opportunities, your time, your value. Because I'm like, literally, when you come and play the Warriors, just pop over there real quick. You could probably make an extra $1 million a year. And you probably spend maybe 1 or 2 hours there.
Yeah.
And he was just like, my time is worth more than that. So,
I mean,
obviously,
it is Mark Cuban.
It is Mark Cuban. But I have and you know, like a lot of different little stories like that, like where we were in Barcelona and he took us to El Clasico. And I'm sitting behind him on the bus. And so he's scrolling through his emails. And you know how you have spam emails? Bro, you could tell these came from real people. And he was just scrolling through hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. And I don't know why he would just click one, but he would click one, read it, reply real quick, and then keep scrolling. And you know, you see like DoorDash, you see Groupon, you see different ones. You're like, oh, that's a spam email. These came from real people, and you could tell.
Like who?
Like, I have no clue. Like, that's how many opportunities and stuff that he has, how busy he is. So thinking back to that and to the time we talked about the restaurant,
Yeah.
I was like, okay, it makes sense. But other than that, like, super dope owner. Like, put all the names of everybody who played a game for the Mavs, painted their names on the baseline of the floor,
Showing appreciation.
and then him being able to take a picture of it, send it to me, show me this is where you are.
That's crazy.
And it's like, it's such a short time in Dallas, and being able to have something like that goes on for the rest of my life was only him, man. So he truly is the best, man.
You have kids now.
Yeah.
How's it come with as far as like working them out, training them? How does that go? How does that go with you as an ex-pro, NBA, overseas, all that?
Yeah.
Are you one of those hands-on dads, or you one of them overzealous? You know, because some dads are, some dads aren't.
Yeah.
You know, are you more so like, I want them to have fun, and then, you know, like you're open-minded about them training with certain people, and you know, how is that?
Right. So when I train my kids,
Right.
and I do not coach them, so when they leave, they leave.
Gotcha.
So my son was with Ace Webb, Pivot Life.
Yeah.
My daughter has been with multiple people, with Phenom, Stephen Matthews, Tony Wheatley. She's been with a lot of people. If people see me in the gym, you see me up in the corner somewhere, you see me right by the door, and before the game goes off, I'm gone.
Gotcha.
You know, I'm not going to sit behind. I'm not going to coach. I'm not going to do nothing. My wife films everything. And so when they get home, we put the film on. We talk about what you did wrong, what you did right. And that's it. That's the relationship.
I think that's the real easy, laid back type of way to go about it, because you don't want to burn them out.
That's right.
And you don't want to be too into it to where like they don't want to do it.
Right.
They still got to have a life to have fun with this.
Exactly.
Once you stop having fun, like I work with, you know, Ricky Paulding.
Yeah.
Been knowing him and playing with him for years since, you know, he retired 2 years ago and from Germany.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in Oldenburg, played there 16 years. Yeah. Got a whole facility named after him.
That's dope.
Legendary over there.
That's dope.
Well, now him and his sons been coming work out, and I'm getting him back in shape, and good energy. But same thing. You and Ricky had the same kind of balance with that, like wanting like have fun. Like Rick's son, kids they play soccer, basketball.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now his son just committed to Drexel,
That's awesome.
and you know what I mean. Like he's gonna work on his game, but he's had the same similarity about that.
Yeah.
I feel like it's hard finding dads that's, especially you two played the game at the highest level,
Right.
and then you guys let your kids kind of.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think that's really dope.
For me, for my son, I tell him all the time, like, look, most of the time people don't know who I am.
Right.
Right? They don't know who I am. But to be better than me, you have to be exceptional. Humbly speaking. Right? So
True.
if you don't know who I am and you have to be a crazy amount better than me, that shows you how tough it is to really make it. You know what I'm saying? So I tell him all the time. I never thought that. I thought I was more of a competitor than that because I always felt like if my kid gets really good, there's gonna still be some part of me that's gonna be like, nah, like I can still beat him. Like I'm mad he on the cover of Sports Illustrated and I couldn't be there. Like I thought there was gonna be some part of me that was super competitive like that. But once I saw my kids and I saw them have a bad game and I would feel how much it would affect my day, then I was like, okay, I really do want them to be successful. I really do. And I really want my kids to be a lot better than me. So when I talk to my son, this is what got me to the NBA. This is what I felt kicked me out of the NBA. This is what you should do. This is what you can do. If you don't do this, it's going to be tougher for you. Now, my dad's dad is 6'6". My dad and mom are 5'4", 5'3". So in my family, being 5'10", 5'11", you come in my house, I'm huge. My son is now bigger than me. So I told him, this is the blueprint for a 5'10" guard. Hopefully you can keep growing. But if you don't, this is what you need to do. Because my son is kind of like me. He's a natural scorer. But I told him these are the things that kept me out of the league. So really pushing him to make the different passes that he needs to make, to study the game IQ-wise, take care of his body, all these little things that I really preach to him. So
that's dope, man. And because we didn't have that growing up.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
We had to learn as we go.
Yep. That's right.
And you get jacked up, hey, you put a Band-Aid on
That's
it. We
it.
don't. So that's good that your kids have that luxury.
Yeah.
Tell me your take on the NIL.
Man, I have business interest in it, so I love it.
I know. Hey, anybody hear this? We both have business interest in the NIL. We yes.
Yes.
That's gonna be our first
Bro.
outside of the trading.
Bro.
We're gonna get the LLC, Josh and Luther, NIL, whatever we do. We gotta figure it out.
We're gonna do it.
Some kind of way you gotta put us in the blueprint.
Man, I'm telling you.
The opportunities, man, God.
I'm trying not to be a hater because like I remember coming in college and I remember like after rent and everything, like having $400 left over after the check. And so asking my business partner, like, I'm asking him, like, all right, so you remember how we were in college and we had $400 coming to us? I was like, these kids now have $40,000 coming to
month.
us? And he's like, correct.
A month.
I'm like, what can my coach tell me at that point, at that age?
When these guys had $250 every 2 weeks.
Bro, so I commend the kids now because
Hell yeah.
not only are they different mentally, because even though we were different mentally back then, like I don't know how I'd be if I had $200,000 in my account
every 2 weeks
and coaches yelling at me. As a kid, as you become a pro, who knows? Like I can understand your job, you understand mine, and I can respect the past. But as a college kid, I'm immature.
Yep. So you gotta have a mentor, your family,
Correct.
a mom, a dad.
Right.
You gotta have some kind of person that is gonna tell you how to handle your money.
Right.
Keep you grounded.
Right.
Because it's a difference. Like, hey, I can put, I can get you this financial advising company. I get you over here, invest in this, that, cool, whatever. Yeah. But you got to have somebody also to keep you grounded.
Thanks.
Because when you got someone, these kids are making more than the coaches. So I got a guy who's trying to tell me what to do, and he's making $2 million, and I'm making $6 million. It's like, what? Like, you need me.
Yeah.
So you got to have somebody to keep you humble.
Right.
So I'm with you on that. I like it, but I feel like you got to educate the kids before they come, because they're about to come to a lot of wealth.
That's right.
And some of these guys, even if they get done playing in, you got to play for the rest of their life. I mean, they do it the right way. They come in, they invest it, they're good to go. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
I think it's an opportunity that we didn't have, and it's just like, I'm happy to see kids that don't make it, let's say overseas or NBA. Now they have an opportunity with it now. I think that's a really dope.
That's right.
Dope opportunity.
Yeah, and business is fun too.
Very fun.
It's fun.
My man has his own book.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Talk about this book here, Overseas and Out the Pocket. What made you want to start this?
So that's I had 3 books. So all right. My first book is My Missus Made Me. And that one, they're all available on Amazon. And that first book was just all the things I've done wrong throughout my career, from when I was a freshman in high school all the way up to the time I retired. All the different I want to say situations in my career where I felt like if I didn't do this, it could have changed a lot. And so I just laid those out in that book. This book right here was basically talking about all the crazy stories I had overseas. From I'll give you a little spoiler. My first experience in China, billionaire owner. He's about 5'2". He comes in smoking, chain smoking, doesn't say much. Has 2 guys with him, 2 bodyguards. One has a bag full of Chinese cash. The other one has American cash. Walks in. If you win the game, he hands you 10,000, whatever it is. Like, good job, good win. So we had one game where we were losing. I feel like we were losing, or we should have been winning. One of the two. I'm pretty sure he had money on the game. Our big guy Sunjae is about 7'4", about 7'4", about 260.
Dang.
He missed the layup or did something. He comes into the locker room. Sunjae sitting on the bench. He walks straight up to him and just boom, kicks him in his chest.
What?
Hard. And Sunjae doesn't move, like just puts his head down, doesn't move. Me and my other American teammate, because in China you have 2 teammates, 2 foreigners.
Understand.
And my guy at that time was Shav Randolph, who played at Duke.
Yeah.
And so me and Shav are looking at each other like, comes back, looks at him, throws a cigarette at him, slaps him in the head, kicks him again.
Oh,
boom.
shit.
And then just walks out.
What?
Walks out. They bring it out. They break it down. All right, let's go. And I'm like, bro, and a whole bunch of different little
I
stories.
bet y'all
like that.
thinking like, man, what if this shit happened to me?
We were looking at, but they know like, okay, we come from a different culture.
It's over.
Yeah, I've never been.
If I get kicked in the chest, bro, you might as well hang it up. I'm done playing ball. Hey, shit.
I've never been tested like that, so thank God.
You got to get me out of a communist country. I'm not getting kicked in the chest by 5'1".
So just a whole bunch of little stories like that I had from there to Lithuania to different teammates I had. So yeah.
That's dope, man. Yeah. I want y'all to check his book out. You can get it on Amazon.
Yes, sir.
I got one. I need to get the other one. Check him out, man. He's got a lot of things going on. I want to ask one more question. I ask everybody that comes on here, what is your why? Everybody has a why, and it's always something to change. What is Josh's why?
Okay. My why? To leave this earth and inspire somebody to either chase their dreams or think differently. So if you think back on my life, and first and foremost, you think back on my life and you're thinking like, all right, he was a man of God. You never really saw him drinking, smoking, cheating on his wife, none of that stuff. Like, you can't find those stories out there about me. So that's the number one thing that I think is awesome. And then also on the other side of it, like, was he a good dad? Was he a good brother, good friend? Did he actually care about my kid, or was he just collecting the money? Did he show up for them in different ways? Not only just physically, but mentally. So when I leave, I really want to make sure that people understand that I cared about them, cared about their life, their path, and hopefully it was reciprocated. So that dope, I would say be my why, man.
That's dope, my man.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate you coming on the pod, bro.
Yes, sir.
And appreciate your time, my dude.
Oh, man, appreciate you.
Y'all, you got anything you want to say to the guys? Anything you want to leave the channel with?
Man, Luther Glover. Like I said, a lot of my kids, if they talk about certain training, I send it to him. I think he's one of the best in the world. And obviously you can see all these jerseys and all these people in here. It really is true, man. And so you guys are listening to someone with a lot of wisdom. You're working out with somebody that has a lot of wisdom and a lot of care for you. So I think Luther Glover going to the top. If
man, I want to say all that. I'm just trying to hang in there. Try to, show somebody that, somebody that, people actually give a shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's just me, man.
That's right.
So
I love it, bro.
Appreciate it, man.
Yes, sir.
Like to tell you guys to like, subscribe, and tune into next time for the next pod.